Hey guys, today I'm going to be teaching you how to play League of Legends with a PS3 controller. First, what you want to do is you want to grab MotioninJoy. It's going to be our backbone program in the connection process, and what you want to do is you don't want this testing version right here. It's kind of still in crap. Get out of here. It's still in beta at the moment, so what you want to do is you want to download it from site 1. And the next program you want to get is Xpadder. Links will be in the description, and these controller images, which are optional, but we'll talk about those later. Okay, so what you want to do, first thing you want to do is open the DS3 tool, which you get from MotioninJoy, and at this point you want to connect your controller via USB, of course, to your PC. Once you do that, it should automatically detect what kind of controller you're using. And the first thing you want to do is go to the driver manager. It just died on me. Don't do that. So, first thing you want to do is go to the driver manager. Click load driver after highlighting that. It should take about 2 seconds flat. There it is. It says it's completed. And then you want to do this, just click that again and click install all. Just take another second or two, and there it says it's completed. Okay. The next you want to do is you want to go back to the profiles and make sure that this is highlighted if you're using a PS3 controller, which I highly recommend. Go to options, and you want to make sure that all of these, everything that's in blue here, you want to make sure that they're in blue, or else that'll give us some trouble later on. Save changes, just to double check there. Okay, now if you want to, you can do a vibration test just to make sure that everything's hooked up alright. Okay, so gonna minimize that, and now we're gonna go over to Xpadder. And what you're seeing here is my League of Legends setup, but for you guys, we're gonna start from scratch. So you want to go over to this little controller here, click New, and you'll get this little pink screen thing popping up. Alright, so remember when I mentioned those optional controller images earlier? At this point, what you can do is open, where are they? They're hiding from me. Give me 1 second, I gotta go find these now. Yeah, you have all these controller images which you can add, but since today's the PS3 tutorial, we're going to be using this controller here. What you want to do is I suggest starting with the buttons, because that's just the easiest thing to do, in my opinion. Now, on my PS3 controller, I'm going to press the X button, and you see this little square pops up right here. What you want to do is relocate to the X position, and you can label that X button if you desired, but things shouldn't get too complicated here. But all these squares are going to look the exact same, so just keep in mind where you're putting them. Like, this is the square button, triangle, circle. This really, it won't take too long, promise. Start. Come on. Alright. Now, I know this says triggers down here, but oopsie daisy, sorry about that. Click the yellow bar to go back to where you left off. What I did was I clicked my PS button, but on my LOL setup that's escape, so that's why I closed out. I know this says triggers, but these triggers on the DualShock 3 controller are not analog for some reason. I mean, that's just how it is, so you want to register those as buttons too. press L1, L2, R1, and R2. You guys can probably skip through this part of the video. It's kind of a repetitive process, but I would advise you guys not to forget about L3 and R3, because you're going to need as many buttons as you possibly can have on this controller when you're trying to play a game such as League or whatever you want to use this to play. You do want to register the D-pad in its own little separate, category. Just press up, down, left, right, drag that over there. The sticks, left, up, put that there, and left, up on the right one. Okay, now, at this point, if you had not gone to that screen and made sure the blue categories were highlighted, your sticks would not be working. I don't know why, it just does that without fail every single time. So now you've got your controller set up, all the buttons registered, I'm going to hit OK, and it just automatically went to my setup. But what you can do to change your buttons is these would be blank. Yeah, let me blank those out for you. And how you do it, you basically just kind of click, and then you can assign any button on the keyboard or mouse to that button location. So that's L1. I generally keep left mouse click on L1 and then right mouse click. If you look at the mouse, some mouses, some mice have a middle button and the side buttons for those super hardcore gamers, but we're just gonna keep it simple today. This is the League of Legends tutorial, so I'm going to show you how I do it for League. On your little colorful buttons over here, that's where I like to keep my skills. So I usually have X as my Q, and then W, E, and R. Start is my recall, and select is my camera lock, which is Y. I generally keep escape as the PS button. I forgot what I put over here. Okay, anyway, in the meantime, you want to set your left joystick, I'm assuming you want to do this, but I highly recommend that you do, as the mouse directions. That's just the easiest thing to do. And don't forget about your summoner spells. So L3 and R3 would be D and F. You can put them in different positions if you want, but that's where I like them. I really haven't found anything to do with the right stick. Kind of just leave that blank. Keep forgetting what I put over here. But anyway, for now you can just put this as 1 and 2, because that's where I keep my pots most of the times, and then 3, 4, 5, and 6, and that should get you through a basic LOL setup. At this point, your controller is already connected to your computer, so you want to just run through and give everything a go. Keep in mind, if you press the escape button or your PS button in the middle, it will escape you out of this, so might want to hold off on testing that one out. I've got League open for you guys already. I recommend, if you're just playing with this for the first time. Oh, my client's about to freeze. That's bad. Well, I'm gonna cut to when I get things loaded up for you guys. Okay, I heavily suggest starting out with a tutorial, because PvP might be a little crazy while you're trying to get adjusted to the new controller. At the very least, do bots, but the tutorial should basically, by the time you finish the tutorial, you should be well on your way to playing League, I guess, successfully, that is. I personally, I went 10-2 in my first match with the controller. It felt a lot more natural. I don't think you guys really want to see me, like, play, so I guess that concludes our tutorial for today. Good luck. I don't really care about subscriptions. This is pretty much going to be the only video I do, so just leave me comments as feedback if you have any questions. Alright? Okay. Later, guys.